Hello, welcome back to the garden. Today I'm going to do something that, well, I had a brain fart recently. One of the problems I have here, if you've been following the channel for a while, is deer. One of the plants I love to grow, hostas. Well, hostas and deer don't go together. Deer just absolutely love to devour hostas. It's like your favorite salad. That's what it is to deer. I'm always battling the deer, trying to keep them away from the few hosta plants that I do have, which I inadvertently planted when I first moved down here to eastern North Carolina, thinking that they'd be relatively safe in the one shady spot I kind of have here, which is against the house alongside the driveway there. And I think I have, what, 4 different hostas, some in substance, Empress Woo, Filigree apparently, and Patriot. What I'm going to do today, though, is something that I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're going to try it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go dig up filigree, and I'm going to put it into this pot here. This pot is then going to go up on my front deck. Now my front deck, it's not fully in shade, but it's in shade a good chunk of the day, especially from sort of like midday-ish towards the end of the day. Pot it up in here. We're going to put it up on the front deck, and then hopefully it thrives up there, and hopefully it does well, and the heat's not going to be too much and won't get too much sun. But if it does start getting too much sun, it's in a pot, right? I did a little bit of homework on this. Now is the time to be digging up your hostas, dividing them if you want. I don't think the filigree is big enough to divide. The other problem with the filigree is it's sort of underneath or just up against the Empress Woo. What I'm going to try to do is just surgically extract the...
Just get on with it, son.
I'm going to stop talking now and let's just go dig it up then. Hopefully there isn't too much wind noise. It is a little breezy. Yeah, I'll try to bring you guys in close in a second here, but basically right here is my filigree hosta, and I'm going to try to dig that out. It's right next to the Empress Woo that I have here, which hasn't gotten that big over the years because of the deer, which keep nibbling it back. And I'm trying not to step on any plants on top of all this. Right now, the tips are just starting to emerge. So apparently, according to the interwebs, now is a good time to pull them up and out. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll take it over to the greenhouse over there in the sun, because it's a little chilly right here, right now. And we'll pot this up. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's get that sign out of the way. Almost. All right, there it is. All right, I'm gonna go take it and repot it. So I've got my pot here. I'm going to take my hosta, and theoretically, I guess, maybe I could divide this. If you've grown hostas before, or if you have a lot more experience than I do, let me know in those comments below. But I think for today, I'm just going to plant this as is, and we're going to go right about there. I think that's good. This way we'll partially bury some of these stems. You can already probably see some of the leaves starting to push up, which is nice. So let me grab this. And all I'm using is potting soil, since it's going to be in a pot, right? FYI, this is not a how-to, this is just how I'm doing it. If you guys have repotted or rehomed hostas before, or have any experience or suggestions, please let me know. I could shake. I think that's pretty good. Just want to make sure it's settled in there. I'm going to give this good water. Yes, I probably just overwatered it a bit, but that's because I want the soil to sink down around the roots. And also, that's why I was shaking it. Because if you didn't notice, I had quite a few roots exposed. I did wash the plant off a little bit before I put it in here, just kind of so you guys can see the roots and the size, general size of it. Sometimes when there's a lot of dirt around the roots or the plant, it's hard to sort of get a sense of what size the plant is and what's going on. But it looks like this is settled in nicely. I don't think I need to add any more compost, any more potting soil, I should say. Maybe a little bit. A little bit, why not? It's all gonna magically evaporate anyways, right? Whatever you plant in a pot or whatever you put in a pot, by the end of the season or early the next season, the soil level seems to be down a few inches. Give this a little bit more water. And according to the interwebs, the filigree hosta, I guess because of its smaller size, is good for a pot. Some of the other hostas may not, like Summon Substance or Empress Wu, which get to massive sizes, may not be. But if you guys have grown massive hostas in pots before, please let me know, because if this works and where I put it works, then what I'll probably wind up doing is maybe digging up all of my hostas and putting them in pots and putting them on my front deck. And if I can get these plants away from the deer, all of them better. Because it's never fun. Unlike many other plants, once a hosta, again, in my experience and what I've seen, I'm no expert, but what I've seen is once the deer eat back a leaf or two, you lose those. They don't regrow those leaves. So the leaves that are pushing up here, that will be it for the season. If one or more of these leaves get removed, they won't grow back till next season, which is interesting because some other plants will push up new growth, but not a hosta. It's like it has a set determinate amount of stems and leaves that it'll push up, and if those are gone or eaten back by a deer, that'll be it. I had I think it was the Summon Substance, I had 2 leaves on that one year because the rest of them got eaten off by the deer. Let's go put this in place. So here's the pot here up on my front deck. It will get morning sun. I'll regularly water it because I think it's in shop, but my wife has some baskets hanging off the front rails, which she'll be planting up with new annuals this upcoming, in the upcoming months, probably next month or so. If I find it's getting too much sun here, because again, it does get that morning sun, but as you can see now we're in shade, then I can always move it because it's in a pot. And if I have to move it to someplace else here on the deck or someplace else in the garden, that's fine. But I think up here on the deck, it'll be much safer from the deer. And that was the whole point of this exercise, is to try to preserve my hostas and keep them safe from the deer. Now, if this does work, again, I have room on the deck for some of the other hostas. I'm not going to turn around and get more hostas to fill the deck with. I think I just want to preserve what I currently have. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to be notified when I do post a new video. This way you can see what's going on here in the garden. What do I have going on? Am I trying to save a plant? Am I planting new trees? Please check out all the links below. There's all sorts of good stuff there and down there that you guys should see. If you haven't bought my book yet, Pictures of My Garden, please go out and buy my book. Help support the channel, help support the garden itself. If you haven't checked out my Etsy store, please go over to my Etsy store, check that out. I'm gonna try to get some new stuff up there in the upcoming weeks again. That's gonna wrap it up for today. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.